Good morning and welcome to the First Baptist Church of Kimberling City's RPM Daily Devotionals, reaching the lost for Christ, preparing the saints for service, and magnifying the Lord. Now let's join Children's Director Shirley Funk as she brings us today's message.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to be here with you today. Today I want us to think about just how big is God. You know, I don't know if you've ever done it. A lot of people have, where you just lay down and you try and count the stars, and you think that you can maybe get an idea just how many stars are in the sky. I remember as a teenager that some of my friends decided they used to call me Freckles, and I had freckles. My family, my dad's side of the family was redheads, so automatically had freckles. And one day they had me down on the ground, on the floor, and they took an eyebrow pencil, and they decided they were going to try and count my freckles. Well, they went ahead and took the eyebrow pencil, and then they would section it off just so that they could figure out how many freckles I had. Well, they counted on one side of my face, and I don't even think they ever tried to get over to the other side. But you know what? There are a lot of things that we would like to know, or we would try to know, but there's no possible way that we can. Well, today's devotion is, how big is God? How big is your God? You know, I remember, like I was saying a minute ago, laying down, looking at the sky, and you know, you often wonder just where heaven is and all of that. Well, I like Max Lucado, and Max Lucado went ahead, and this is a devotion that he had written that talks about just how big is God. And it says in Matthew 19:26, can God do all things? Or God can do all things. Do you want to know who God is? Just look up at the night sky and see what he has done. Do you want to know his power? Are you curious about his strength? Pay a visit to his home address, 1 billion Starry Sky Avenue. God is not just big, he is perfect and all-powerful. He is not touched by even a hint of sin, not limited by the timeline of history, not weakened by the tiredness of a body. What controls you doesn't control God. What troubles you doesn't trouble him. What tires you doesn't tire him. Is an eagle bothered by a bump in the road? No, he rises above it. Is the whale troubled by the hurricane? Of course not. He dives beneath it. Is the lion irritated by the mouse standing in his way? No, he steps over it. How much more is God able to rise above, dive beneath, and step over the troubles of our life? Can you measure the wind? Can you count the stars? Number the sand on the seashore? God can. God is bigger, stronger, more powerful than we can ever imagine. The song that we sing a lot of times is called My God is So Big. And the lyrics is, my God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. My God can make everything new. The mountains are his, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. You know, I don't know about you, and I am one of them that would love to know some of these things that he doesn't even want us to know. You know, I would like to know. You know, we know that we think heaven is up in the sky above all the stars, and I mean, there's just things that we know or we've always heard, but there's things that we'll never know. And just as the sand on the seashore, when I go on a cruise and I'm sitting out on the beach or on vacation, you know, you pick up a handful of sand and you just wonder how many pieces of sand is in there. Yet all these little things and all the big things that we don't have answers for, God does. He knows it all. We always hear about the hairs on our head. He knows that where no one else knows. And that. But just how big is your God? Is there anything he cannot do? No. He can do all things, and he is willing to do all things. and there's nothing he cannot do, and he wants to do for us. So can we measure? Can we do the things that, all these things that we would like to know? No, we can't. There's only one that can. And there's not one thing that can stump our God. So God can do all things, like it says in Matthew 19:26. So whether his address, I sort of chuckled when it said, pay a visit to his home address, 1 billion Starry Sky Avenue, but we don't know what he knows. He knows everything, and we can't even imagine. But just understand, your God and my God is so big. There's nothing that he cannot take care of. So when we struggle with life, when we struggle from day to day, just know that he knows about it, and he wants us to lean on him and allow him to direct us, so that we can live for him, honor him, and be the witness and the testimony that we need to be for him. So there's nothing he doesn't know. So just when you think that you're hiding something from God, you're not. And just know that your God is bigger than you are. Your God is bigger than anything else in the world. So next time you sing the song, My God is So Big, I want you to think about that. Just how big is he? Well, he's as big as he needs to be. And there's no one else that will be any bigger. So let's close with word prayer, and then we will see you next week, okay? Lord, thank you for being the God that you are. Thank you for knowing all these things. And Lord, there's a lot of times we wish that you would let us know about these things before they happen. Or there's a lot of things that we don't know that we'd like to know, just being curious. But Lord, it's so good that you allow us to know just what we need to know when we need to know it. And there's nothing that you cannot do. You're the creator of all things. You're the provider of all things. And you're the lover of all things. So thank you, Lord, for being the one that you are. Thank you for loving each and every one of us. Thank you for loving me, for all the imperfections that I have. But yet, Lord, how you love us so much, and that you call us your child. So thank you, and we just look forward to what you're going to do each day in our lives. In your name we pray. Amen. See you next week.
Thank you again for joining us today. We invite you to watch RPM Daily Devotionals each week, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on YouTube and Facebook. For more information on First Baptist Church and its ministries, go to fbckc.com. From First Baptist Church of Kimberling City, have a blessed day.